all this talk about inflation, but what is it? So your money supply hasn't changed, but the price of the things you want has. That's inflation. Simply put, inflation is a price rise relative to money available. So, in other words, you can get less for your money than you used to. So, here's an example. You buy a candy bar for 50 cents. A year later, you buy the same candy bar for 55 cents. That's inflation. You'll still have 50 cents, but the candy bar has gone up. Again, that's inflation at work. People usually refer to inflation when they talk about the prices of large ticket items like cars, houses, and stocks. But inflation also affects things like groceries and house supplies. It can also affect things like house payments and rents. Some of us have seen that. So when inflation rises, but people paychecks don't, this means people have spent more money to buy the same things they used to be able to buy for less. So let's go back to the candy bar example. You could also say that if you had 50 cents, you could get only a percentage of the candy bar. And in this case, that would be 5/6. The store probably is not going to let you buy 5/6 of a candy bar anyway, but you can kind of see the point, right? You have only 5/6 of what the candy bar now costs. Now, inflation affects everybody in a way. It affects businesses and governments. Basically, everybody who has to buy and sell things is affected by inflation. Businesses that depend on income to buy goods are hurt by inflation. And then the same is true for governments, which need taxes from their citizens to pay for the services that also benefit them. So governments, though, they usually keep track of how much inflation rises, but this is traditionally done with percentages. You might hear someone say that the inflation rate is 10%, right? So that means that the price of something is now 10% higher than it was a year ago. Going back to our candy bar example, right? And so the price of that candy bar has risen 10%. So, or 50 plus 5. 50 is what it initially cost. The 5 is how much it went up, the 10%. So remember, the percentages are based off the scale of 100. So that's basically it. So the next time you hear people talking about inflation, you will know what they're talking about. Price and how much you can get for your money.